pockets of poor and working people, that's redistribution, bad, communism. In fact, I think there are some very wealthy people, like Warren Buffett, who would agree with me that wealth inequality is bad for the economy and bad for the health of the nation overall, and that we really need to do something about it. And that's not necessarily communism, although I also would like to say that I resist red baiting. That is, the idea of economic fairness, that we might want to have a system that collectivizes certain aspects of our economy, like education. You know, I think that ought to be a public good, and increasingly it's being privatized. I'm pushing in the opposite direction, that there ought to be some things that ought to be public. Healthcare. If you want to say to me, well, that sounds communist, I won't back down on that. Because I don't see it as inconsistent with a healthy democracy to make sure that everyone has the minimum that they need in order to participate in the polity. I don't know if I'm being fair in answering your question. Okay. Yeah, you know, the Cold War is over and McCarthyism is over. And I think we've developed a very bad habit in this country of any time we talk about something that meets human needs, someone will say, well, that's socialism or that's communism and therefore we can't do it. What if it happens to be the wisest course of public policy, and what if we're all going to benefit from doing it? It doesn't mean that we end our entire system of private ownership of property and capitalism, but it means that we ameliorate its excesses so that, in fact, it can continue. You know, that's what FDR did in the New Deal. And we should open our minds to it as a possibility.
Hi. I guess you kind of alluded to this already, but my question is, and I guess it's probably been your observance as well, that capitalism that money and morals kind of go hand in hand, and like talking about the redistribution of resources. And so my question is, do you think that democracy can truly exist in a capitalist society? I guess that's my question.
I don't think democracy and unrestrained capital can coexist. In other words, when people are allowed to lie, cheat, and steal,